Okay, let's get back to it.
I'll chew your tongues for you.
So, we said who Bezdin, Darshan second Biden by, or Darshan second Biden by Peturim, my times will by Rav, that's who we ended up with, or where we ended off. So now, back to the Mishnah. Tnan, Geish Nida B'Torah, Aval Abal Shemer Shem Knegayim Pater. Leaving this must Akiva Eiger Ben Geish Nida B'Torah, Aval Abal Shemer Shem Knegayim Pater. So if it says the Mishnah says that if it says this Nida B'Torah but Abal Shemer Shem Knegayim, in that case is Pater. So in that case, Bezin is higher because they were Myra to be part of like Dover, but not Kol Guf. Okay. But my commercial can enjoy Maxiv for suffer what? Lava Shusafers Yoim Echad Laechad. So why is it so we just said that if Bezdin is murder on something that it's Dukum Biden boys, so then they're putter. So how can the Mishnah say that a Baal Shemer Shem Keneged Yoim is that Yesh need a B'Torah of all Baal Shemer Shem Keneged Yoim is putter? Bezdin would be Chai in such a case because it's a chorus and it's not the whole mitzvah. L'chor, you have a problem that it's Iker, that it's a beferish pasuk. Because it says v'safar what, so malam shezeferes echad leechad. So no, da'ami ha'rasha. Until it says no, we'll see Rashi soon. We're talking about where the Besdin says that hara is mutter. Marbihu desir, and it's only the end of bia which is aser. Thanks. Tanamic sivas makar hara. It says there also we have it's a beferish pasuk. It's makar hara. It's telling you that hara is also. So it says no da'amri kedarka sir which like kedarka sharia. No, the saying that kedarka is that bia kedarka is also, but bia shlei kedarka is mutter by nida haksiv mishkvei isha. So it's also pasuk says mishkvei isha, and we know that mishkvei is plural, so therefore. Yeah. So no dam kedarka also feel hara b'shlei kedarka nami b'shlei kedarka gemar bihud also v'hara sharia. So it says no. They say that that kedarka is also feel b'hara and shlei kedarka, but shlei kedarka b'gemar bihud also but b'hara sharia. So meaning when it says a boy shem k'yagiyayim pater, it doesn't mean that any Bayam Shemer Shem Kineged Yoim, because that's a fair pasuk. We just said that would be a Dover Shastakim Moedim, but apparently the pasuk of a Safra law is enough of a beferish to teach you that so it says Malamish Zeferes Echad Leechad is enough to be Lehedja. So it says so basically we have to say that it's talking about a case where we're saying that Habal Shemer Shem Kineged Yoim B'Bir Shlich Kedarka B'Hara is mutter. That was their mistake. It's a very specific case. It says Ihach Efuni Adami. So it says if so So then you could have said the same thing by Nida. It also wouldn't be Iker Kol Guf if you would have said this by Nida. You know, what's the Mishnah does say? Shemer Shem Keneged Yoyim. It says that Chazal or Chayiv. They say Yesh Nida B'Torah V'Lo Bo Shemer Shem Keneged Yoyim Potter. But Avada, but if they would have said this by Nida, even, but once we've narrowed the case to a case where it's Shalai Kadarka Bahara, so one would be hard pressed to argue that if you would say that even by Nida herself, that would be a Kiris Koil Guf. So it says El Kadarka Dami Hara Beisha Dava Uduksiv. So it says no, it's Kadarka. And we're saying that when it says as Makar Hara, that's talking about a Nida. Not a Zava, which is Shmer Shem Hegedem with a Zava. So, okay, that's A. That's one shot. That we're saying that there is a need of B'Torah, and there's obviously Shemer Yem B'Torah. That's also B'Fer Shapasik, but Hara by Shemer Yem Knigin is mutter because when it says Esmakar Hara, that pasuk is referring to a nida. Yiboy Sema, or possibly the Amri Zavale Havel be a mummy. I say that the Isser to have Tashin for the Zava is only during the day. The Chsiv Kol Yimei Zova. It says all of the days of the Zova. All of the days of a Zova, so we might learn that we're not referring to the nights. Okay, let's see Rashi. Echel Achad Hainu Yom Knegin Yom. Okay, so that's what the Torah says. Torah says v'safer law. So Malam Shefer is Echad LaEchad. So it says, so we say the Amri Kedarka Sira. So we say Gemar Bia Shaloi Kedarka Sharia. Shaloi Kedarka Sharia. So originally we said Kedarka is the Asr, but Shaloi Kedarka not. So therefore Gemar Bia Shaloi Kedarka be mutter. So it says V'ha Shaloi Kedarka Nam Ksi Mishkavi Ish Shtei Moshav Zachar Kedarka V'ha Shaloi Kedarka. So we said that no, because even by Bia Shaloi Kedarka it's a Befer Shapasik. It says Mishkavi Isha, so we say Kedarka or Shaloi Kedarka. So it says the Amri Kedarka Sira Filu Hara. Hadik Siv Esmakor Hara Kedarka. So if you're going to say Hadik Siv Esmakor Hara Kedarka, it says Makar Hara, it's talking about that Makar is Kedarka. Makar is talking about the Makar, which is the Makar is the it refers to the uterus or the whole female anatomy. It doesn't refer to Shaloi Kedarka. So it says my ear the Tanya Horayos Shemay Shem Keneged if you need nami ki hagavna ki mikas bitul nixasu or darshan still combined. But so it says why do if that's the case, so why do you have to say why do you have to say Shemer Shem Keneged Yoyim? The point is that Makoy Hara is the pasuk of Hara is talking about Kedarka. Actually, Kedarka Pashtus. Chazal learned our Mishnah. So even the Tzaddikim are mighty that there's such a thing as Isser or Bish like a darker, but not by Hara. So it should be enough just to do that. So it says, so why do you have to talk about it? Why does the Mishnah have to get into a case of Shemer Hashem Keneged Yom? It could have been a case of Nida itself. El Oilam B'Kedarka. To Amri Shemer Yom Hara Sharia Fil Kedarka. Says they learn that by Shemer Yom Keneged Yom, such a case of a Zava that she just saw one day, so she waits yet, so she's usher that day. That's usher Fil Kedarka. So hara for Shemer Hashem Keneged Yom is mutter Fil Kedarka. Gemara B who the usher, and it's the Gemara B that's usher. So Uka Amred Ha Hara Ksiv Amri Hara. So Aya tell me it's a fair Shapasa Hara. Hara just the beginning, not the end of Bia. Amri Hara Uka Amri Hara Ksiv Amri Hara B'Ishanida. So it says no. When we say Am Hara B'Ishanida Diksiv, it's written about Ishanida. Not by Shemer Yom. Say anywhere about Shemer Yom. So the case where Hara is Asr, we'll learn, is not talking about any other time in Shemer Yom. And this is potentially a case where the Stoica would not agree. Okay. So, Tesis Rush here, it's interesting Tesis Rush here. It says, Halexiv Besafra Lasainam, Kimlu the Stoikim, Besusim, Darshim Milazu Mitura de law. So the obvious problem is that the suffer law is a hard thing to claim, that it's this thing of a Shemer Hashem Keneged Yom. It's hard to claim that this is mefurish in the Torah. To the point we're going to ask a kasha on it, because the suffer law is so. Talk a lot of Rishonim do say that it's pashut, and Rashi is definitely mashma like that. The problem is that if you look at the pasuk, they have it here. It says Im Tar Mizuvova Safar La Shivas Yomim Va'acher Titaher. It says if she would become tahor from her ziva. Ziva is either seeing Shalei B'Shas Vesta, seeing at the wrong time, or seeing more than 7 days. During the time that's not nida, whatever it is. We're not bakim in when ziva is. Excuse me. So it says if she's tahar from her ziva, so she counts 7 days and then she becomes tahar. Now, this is not talking about a zava katana. This is not talking about Shemer Yom Keneged Yom. A Shemer Yom Keneged Yom is somebody who sees Shaloi B'Shas Nida, whatever, Bimei Ziva. She sees in the days of Ziva, and she doesn't have to count 7 days and then become tahar. She simply has to count 1 day. But we learn suffer. So it's a drasha of suffer law. The pasuk is not referring specifically to a zava katana. to a Shemesim Keneged Yoim. It's referring to a Lavik Derla, and we learn from the Zafar law that there's such a thing as Shemesim Keneged Yoim. So this is not this is not a like pashut pshat in the pasuk. So that's why the Rush, that the Taisus Rush says that it says the kim luhu the tzedekim ubeitzusim darshu and darshazum mi yisur dilah, that they learn that Chazal just knew that happened to know that the tzedekim and the beitusim, they'd had this drasha of law, despite the fact that it's not a meaning. This the chiddush here is that Dawar Tetsukim Moedim Boy is not precisely like Rashi said. Rashi said Zilkar Be'Law says Ein Besen Chayavim. It's not a harasha over here. When he talks about it, says Ad Shir Lahatib Davar She'ein Tetsukim Moedim Boy She'aser Lahatib Davar She'aser Shehar Lahatib Davar She'ein Bedavar Iser She'ein Kasab Torah Lahed Behedya. So it sounds like from Rashi, the point is that, and this is Pashat Pshat, that Davar Shestukim Moedim is not just that that the Tzadikim agree, that it's that Tzadikim don't believe in Torah Shebiksav, they don't believe in Darshanim Psukim, excuse me, and therefore anything that Tzadikim are moeded to will be is a Beferish Pasuk. So the Taifas Rush, probably because of the fact that Shemer Sim Keneged Yom is not an obvious pasuk. It's not obvious. It's a drasha. So he says that the Kimlahu, the Tzadikim, Uvutus Maisi Darshim, Darshazum Mitur Dilah, that Chazal this happened to know that Tzadikim had this drasha. So meaning that it's not. It doesn't seem like the point is that it's pasuk shot in the pasuk, but rather the point is that it's not contested. So Rashi here, we have the most of Rashi here. Also, it's from Sanhedrin. It says, "Ain to usa mefurish b'Torah behedya el mishnah or divrei amorim." So even though this is so meaning it seems like the point is that it has to be, so like Rashi, it sounds like the pshat is that it's, like he says, mefurish b'Torah. This is l'chor, not mefurish b'Torah. I mean, even if you're going to say that it's pasha, that you should make this drasha, but to say it's mefurish b'Torah when the pasuk isn't talking about Shemer Sim Keneged Yoim is it's hard to do. So the Be'er Sheva actually mikoyach this. He says that it's not from this pasuk. He brings another pasuk of Yiyala that it says that he brings another pasuk. We're not going to get involved in the Gemara there Nida, but he says that this thing of Sefer Law is a Torah Sefer. Okay. Next. It's not to learn the Mishnah that the Chayv that say Shabbos b'Torah, aval moitzim rishus l'rishus pater. They say if they say it's the Shabbos b'Torah, but a moitzim rishus l'rishus pater. V'amai hitzah ha'ksiva loitetziu ma'asim v'teichem. So the Gemara asks that l'chora it's a very pasuk. You're not allowed to take things out of your house. It says Loitasu Masim Beitechem. It says you shall not take something out of your house. So it says no. Da'amri haitzahu da'asr hachnasa mutter. So no. So they say that it's haitzah that's asr, but hachnasa is mutter. That you can't take it out, but you could bring it in. By saying da'amri haitzah v'hachnasa hu da'asira moishad v'zayir shari. Or they say that haitzah and hachnasa is asr, but moishad v'zayir is shari. You could like hand it to somebody else, or you could throw it. Okay. Says Rashi, Moshe V'Zorah Gliksi V'Hedya. Okay, so Moshe V'Zorah is not said anywhere the head you're not allowed to. Tanan, Yeshav Chom B'Torah. There is such a Isser of Vodazar in the Torah, Valam Yishtachav Pater. But if you bow down, but just stop bowing down is Pater. Rabbi Mishtachava, we're still asking on this assertion that Darshan is talking about. So we said, why Mishtachava? It's said in the pasuk, T'ksiv, you shall not bow down to another god. So it says, Ta'am Rikias Yishtachava Kedarka, Moshle Kedarka Sharia. So it says, so obviously, so the answer is they're not telling you that you can't, that there's no Isra to bow down to Vodazar at all. But rather, they're saying that the Isra to bow down to Mishtachava is Kedarka, but bowing down Shalei Kedarka is Mutter. Says Rashi, so bowing down to Pa'or or Markelus, so these were two different types of Azara, one of which was used to wipe yourself with, and that was how you served it. And the other one, you used to throw rocks at it. So this is also Hishtachav doesn't just mean bowing down. I guess in this case, it means 1 second, or maybe it's that you. This is not the way that you serve the markelus or the poor is not by bowing down to it. Yeah, I think that's the pshat. It's by doing other things to it. So if it's a vodazar that you bow down to, such as whatever vodazars they used to bow down to, then avada that would be, that's what the Torah asers. But a vodazara that you don't normally bow down to, so maybe it'll be mutter to bow down to it. But by saying Radam Mishnach the group, but Gufa Gedarkud Aser is by Pshita Pashut Pishut Daim Raglayim. Aval Ishtachava delays by Pishut Daim Raglayim Sharia. Or possibly it's that it said that it's dafka bowing down that has spreading of hands and feet. The real Ishtachava, but if you're not, you have total prostration. But like it says Rashi, Ishtachava Pishut Yadayim Raglayim Siv, Ishtachava Payam Arza. So the Gemara, so the Torah says when it introduces Ishtachava, it's talking about where you're just totally prostrate on the ground, hands and feet outstretched totally on the ground. That is Asur, but maybe Stam bowing to Vodazar is not Asur. Okay. Boy Rav Yosef asks, Ein Charisha b'Shabbos Mahu. What if they say Ein Charisha b'Shabbos? Mi Amri Kivan de Kemoidu V'Kul Milsa Kabitel Mixes Akim Mixes or Dami Kivan de Ka'akr like Charisha Kolikr Kakir Zaguf Dami. So if they say, if Chazal teach us that, if a Bezdin teaches us that there's no Isser to plow on Shabbos, so what's the halacha? Do we say that since they're being moided to a general Isser to do malacha on Shabbos, so they're chayiv because they're only being mevatel charisha plowing, or do we say that since they're uppering the entire Isser Harisha, so that's like a kid's called Gustami. Tashma, usually with Torah about Baal Shem Hashem Keneged Yoim Putter from my Akari and Lishem Hashem Keneged Yoim Kolikr. So we wanted to bring a proof from our Mishnah that it says that usually with Torah about Baal Shem Hashem Keneged Yoim is Putter. So it's mashma that if the Pashut reading of the Gemara is that if you say a Baal Shemer Shem, if you just say a Baal Shemer Shem Keneged Yoim is Putter, so you're oiker the entire Isser Shemer Shem Keneged Yoim. So it says Ka'amrin the Kadishninan. So it says no. We already explained that doesn't mean that we're talking about the whole Isser Shemer Shem Keneged Yoim. Like we said before, we're talking about a case where you're talking about hara for Shemer Shem Keneged Yoim. Says Rashi. Ein Chushim Shas Bahu Kol Heich Deloy Mibayler Rav Yosef V'Doshen Sikum Moedim B'Klal Hach Deloy Mibayler Rav Yosef V'Doshen Sikum Moedim B'Klal Ela Bin Mixes Ki Mixes Kim Mibayler. So Rashi just pointing out that we've changed subjects. We're no longer talking about the question of Doshen Sikum Moedim B'Klal. Now our question is just Bittul Mixes and Kiyam Mixes. So me, I'm going to keep the Kamoidu Besin Bakulu Sham Malachas Shabbos the Siri Bittul Mixes and Kiyam Mixes Tami V'Chayavim. So do we say that since the rest of the malachas they're moided that it's also so it's Bittul Mixes Kiyam Mixes Tami. They're nullifying some and keeping some, so therefore they're chayiv. Or no, do we say that no, because they were mevatel the entire Isser Harisha, so that's Akiras Kol Guf. So it says V'Kulu Kedushin Le'el do they have Akiras Kol Guf to Shemeres Yarim. We didn't say that it was. We explained earlier that that's not actually what. That's not actually. We're not talking about. We weren't like the whole goof of Shemeres Yom Keneged Yoim. We just said about hara for Shemeres Yom Keneged Yoim. We were only referring to hara, but not so. Yeah, you were being oiker because they still would have been mekayim gemar bia, completing the act. They're still be mekayim, so it's capital mitzvahs it's even a Shemeres Yom Keneged Yoim. So okay, next. Tashma yesh Shabbos b'Torah v'al moitzi rishus yachal is Rabban Potter. The Gemara says yesh Shabbos b'Torah v'al moitzi rishus yachal is Rabban Potter. From my hakari and loitzah kolikr. So what? So the Gemara says why you were oiker the Isser Haitzah, the entire Isser Haitzah. So it says hasanami kadishninan. There also we learned that we're only talking about the Moshe Shari that Moshe that they're teaching that Moshe and Zayrik are Shari, that handing and throwing are mutter. But obviously we had to say anyways that just being motzi from Rishus Yachid to Rishus Rabbim. We had to say anyways that's problematic because it's double shatu kamodimoi. It's interesting that our first shot. I mean, I think Rashi. Maybe this is why Rashi's not bringing it because it's harder to say. That the first shot is that they said Haitzah is asur, but Achnasa is mutter. Now, the thing is, the Mishnah says Hamotzim Rishus Hayachid Rishus Harabim. Someone who takes out from Rishus Hayachid to Rishus Harabim is putter. So it's very hard to say that that's talking about Achnasa. Because Achnasa would obviously be the opposite. I mean, like it specifically says taking out of Rishus Hayachid to Rishus Harabim. Oh, okay. So let's just quickly check and see if. Okay, so yeah, so the Tosfos actually addresses this over here. It says the Amri Hartzah Surah Nothing Mutter. So it says Afak of the Masnisin Tanan Hamoitz so Yachal Rabim. Even though the Mishnah says someone who takes out from Shas Yachid to Shas Rabim, Tana Hartzah Mishum to have Av Lo'olam Av. It says Hartzah because it's an Av. The Av is Hartzah, so Lo'olam Lo'ari Hartzah Elam told the day Hachnasa or Zrika or Hashata. So, but Avada, they're not referring, obviously, that we're not talking about the Av, we're talking about the Tolda, which is Zrika or Hashata. So, interesting. Seems to me like a rather hard thing to say. I mean, didn't even say Haitzah. Didn't say Aval Haitzah Mutter. Aval Haitzah Putter. It says Hamoitzim Shishayach. I mean, like, whatever. Maybe we'll find a different answer at some point. Okay, fine. Tashma Yeshiva is next case. Tashma Yeshiva is Chavim B'Torah. It says there's a verse Chavim B'Torah. Aval Mishtachel Putter, but someone who bows down to the is Putter from Mahakar Mishtachel Liquor. They're Iker the whole Mishtachel. So we're trying to prove that if you say if Bezdin says that the Shabbos but no such Isser of Charisha of plowing, that would be enough. That would be putter. So we want to prove that they would be chayev, even though they're being oiker the entire Torah of Charisha. So we always said it says that if they say shtachava, that they say the yeshiva is a chom b'Torah, but a mishtachava putter, which is so they're being oiker shtachava kol iker. So it says, so again, we learned out that since the shtachava is, so meaning because all of these things were all the cases in the Mishnah were beferish in the pasuk. So anyways, we had to darshan them differently. So we'll say the same answer that it's that ishtachava is only that ishtachava is only either kedarka or pishut ragam l'glayim. It says Rashi. They learned that like we went before that when we said ishtachva, we just meant ishtachva l'gedarka. Okay, boy or zera, ein Shabbos b'shvius mahu. Let's say Chazal learned. Not Chazal. Let's say Bezdin, the Bezdin made a mistake, and they learned that there's no Shabbos during the Shemitah year. So what's the halacha? Is that considered kiras kol guf or not? My Tov didn't crook. So, but my toe. So how could they make such a weird mistake? So Bahadin Kra, this pasuk, it says V'charish ubekatzer tishbais. The pasuk says that you should um, you should stop. You should have Shabbos b'chorish ubekatzer tishbait during from plowing and reaping. So yeah, I believe this pasuk is. It says Sheishim Tavod Yom Shvi Tishbais B'chorish B'chatzer Tishbais. I think we darshan this to mean to be referring to Shemitah, but possibly you might say so. Chazal made so the idea is that they make this mistake. Bismad Ikar Charusha Ikar Shabbos. Bismad Lekar Charusha Lekar Shabbos. So Bezdin made this mistake, and they said B'chorish B'chatzer Tishbait is mashma when there's plowing and reaping, so then there's Shabbos, but otherwise there's no Shabbos. So it says, Mi Amrina, do we say Kivin the Mekaimin law B'shar Shnei Shavua, that since Lamaisa they're being Mekayim Shabbos 6 out of the 7 years, so Bittul Mixus or Kiyam Mixus Dummy, so it's considered like Bittul Mixus and Kiyam Mixus. They're being Mevatel part of it and being Mekayim part of it, or Dil Mekim the Akron B'shvius Kekiris Haguf Dami, or since they were accurate in Shvius, so it's like a Kiris Kol Haguf. It's like they are accurate the whole thing. Since for that year they basically were Mevatel all Shabbos, so that's considered Kiris Kol Haguf. Says Rashi. Chorish because Tishba is mashba bezmadi kecharisha dahainu b'shar shnei shavua. Tishba is dika Shabbos. Tishba is dika Shabbos. So it's mashba that on the other years of Shemitah where there's charisha, so then you should have Shabbos. There's Madaleka charisha, but when there's no plowing, hainu b'shvias, which is shvias, where there's no charisha, you're not allowed to do charisha. So then there's no Shabbos. That's the Havamina. That's what the theoretical mistake of the Bezdin would have been. Okay. Amar Ravina says Tashma Navi Shenisnave La'akar Davar Torah Chayev. So a Navi that was that had a nevuah to uproot something from the Torah is chayev, lebitul miktas ukiya miktas. Rishimon Aimer Pater. To be mevatel some and be mekayim some, Rishimon says is Pater. So it says Rashi, Navi she'esnava kikyon she'etchilasa Navi shel emes, l'sev Navi ha-sheker she'nesav like davar min ha-Torah, v'chayev divrei kol chenek. So a Navi that was Nisnava, he started being a Navi, and then he became a false Navi. He started being a true prophet, and then it went bad. And because he had a nevuah to uproot something from the Torah, so everybody holds that he's chayav chenek. So then l'kayim mixus, levatel mixus, to be mekayim some and be levatel some, the shar mitzvah sheb'shem poter v'hu din rabbanan. So, 1 second. So to be ubavay sechavim if you amar hayom la'oivda march lebatla chayev. but in a very so basically, according to the Shimon, and similarly to the Banim also, a Navi, it's the opposite. He's only chayiv if he says to uproot the entire mitzvah. But if he says to mevatel part of a mitzvah, we don't have to give him chenek. But it says, for Vodazara, it says even if he says hayom lo'avda or machal vatla, that today we should serve it and tomorrow we should mevatel it chayiv. Shema mina in Shabbos b'shvius kebitul mitzvahs u'kiyum mitzvahs dami. So from this we can see that that if you say that Ein Shabbos Shvius, it's like Bittul Mixus and Kiyam Mixus. It's considered partial. It's considered being a kind part of it, even though for that year they be Mavatled entirely, but it's considered Kiyam Mixus and Bittul Mixus because just like here we see by Navi Sheker. So it's so let's see Rashi. Or I say the same thing twice. So meaning that the understanding is that when if a Navi says today we should serve what is our and tomorrow we mevatel it, so that's considered kiyum miktas or bittul miktas for chayv rachmana for amal. So then the Torah was mechayev you in the Navi in such a case. The Amar lahadichacha min haderech. It says afilu miktas derech. It says that if someone comes to make you stray from the path, which is the lashon is much even slightly off the path, even taking you partially off the path. This pasuk is talking about somebody who is convincing you to do what is hard. The kiktani chayev kigoin labanan b'skila. Rav Shimon b'chenek. V'hakim b'taras le'Rav Chisda afilu b'perek elan nechnarim le'yom l'amachmara ke'ein Shabbos b'shviyas dami. So it's similar. It's a similar type of thing where he's not really saying to only partially do a Avodah Zarah. It seems like today he's telling you to totally go all out and do a Avodah Zarah, and tomorrow you'll be mevatel it. So that's similar to the case of. So that seems similar to the case of the Rabbanan. The question of Rav Zera. Rav Zera asks in a case where they say in Shabbos on Shvius. So it's 1 out of 7 years. So it's basically saying that for this year we won't do Shabbos, but we will continue doing Shabbos for 6 out of 7 years. So that's considered. So just like this would be considered kiyum miktas and bittul miktas, so too that would be considered kiyum miktas and bittul miktas. Says the Mishnah. Hu bezdin v'yoda echem mehem shetol. So Bezdin gave instructions, and one said, one knew that they made a mistake, and they said, "You're making a mistake." Or Bezdin Sham, or the main person of Bezdin isn't there, or Shahaya Echem Man Ger or Mamzer Nasin or Zakim, Shloyar Labanim, or if one of the dayanim was a ger or a mamzer or a nasin, another type of bad yichus, or someone who's old and unable to have children, harays a putter. So it's putter shenem or kan ha'eda v'neu halon ha'eda, because it says here eda and it says there eda. Ma eda hamur l'halon kumur l'hara. Just like the Ada that said later, it's referring to an Ada that they're all worthy of giving instruction. Af Ada Hamur Khan Kulum. So to the Ada that said here, they all have to be worthy of giving instruction. It says okay. Says Rashi. Amor lehen toin atem. V'lo have her ma'alya u'potter d'ne'inon ad shiru kulam k'tam la'el. Or shelo yamufla shel besin sham afa gav v'lo yahaya. Misat hedron atzmoi ilay mitzan atzmoi afilu katan shbekulam lo yahaya sham lo have her ma'alya k'tam amor l'kamon. Like we'll say later that if the mufla shel besin is not an actual member of the besin, if so, this doesn't have to be the mufla. It can be anyone. Because it says im kol eras Yisrael. We said later in Astil Kulas and Hedron have Hara. Eloi lo have Hara. So if the whole Kol Sanhedrin is there, it's Hara. If not, it's not Hara. V'iklamar nistav echad mem l'tzeis l'derech v'mino achav v'mkama yinam yizakin or she'en lebanim ha'yal kakim nana achav b'Sanhedrin. Or zakin she'enu lebanim. It says, or he's an old person that can't have children. It says kashim ma in a. So this is Rashi asks. He says it's doesn't know why a old person who can't have children is not royal lahira. There's a nun here. It says I am Mishnah Talmud. I believe the Rambam says is not doesn't have Rahmanis. Nemar lahon Eda Shaftu Eda Vitzil Eda Dahainu Sanhedrin Mikdam Parakam Sanhedrin. It says that it says Shaftu Eda Vitzil Eda. It's another pasuk referring to the Bezdin. So just like so Nemar Kan Eda Diksiv in Kodas Yisrael Yishku. So basically, they both have to be. So just so clear show that the Bezdin has to be royal lahira, and apparently these things disqualify the Bezdin. Gemara. Arshalai Hayav Mufla Shabbesin Sham Minolan. How do we know that that if the Mufla Bezdin wasn't there, that disqualifies it? Amar Rishay says Chentan the Beirjo and Mema Amar Huvda Shay Sukim Mur by Ptura Mishahayel Hem Lil Mavli Lamdu. It says so Shmuel Tanabir Shmuel says that's the whole reason why we say Davar Shay Sukim Moidim by his putter, because they should have learned it and learn. So if the mufla shabbetin isn't pater, isn't there, so then also the same thing they should have learned. They didn't learn. Interesting that here also it's plural, maybe right. So yeah, this lends credibility to. Meaning here it seems pretty mafurish that the whole reason is haylahem lamdu. Although it does sound like from Rashi that he's talking about the individual, and here you can't really say that, because here we're saying that if they would have had the Mufla Shebezin there, they would have had this Talmud Chacham that sits in front of Bezdin and explains things. So then they would have. So they would have learned. Let's see where. So it says Nemer Sham Eda Nemer Kan Eda Ma Ad Shukan Laira. So Hasim Naolam. So over there, where do we know? Amar Chiz the Amar Krotz. That's true. Im Amcha Sham Imach. It says that they should stand they should stand there with you. Talking about this Eda, that they should stand there with you. Imach B'Domin Lach. So it says with you, similar to you. Ve'eme Imach L'Shchina. Maybe just Imach means that they're with you for and receiving the Shekhinah. Nachmar Yitzchak Amar Kra V'nasu itcha b'dayim lach. So it says, say Hazmanal and the Kula have a Horayos. So how do we know that in the Shafter Erev Etzil Erev that case is talk? That case is where they're all Horayos. So it says, 1 second. So it says, Amar Chesed Amar Mimoshe. So those are the Moshe. To Akib Sanhedrin that would cool Horayos. Moshe, we learn from Moshe. The Moshe Okis and Hedrin that were cooler in Laira. It says Moshe established in Hedrin that they're all right Laira. Tachsiv, like it says, is Yasu Imach Sham Imach. They should stand there with you. Imach b'dayim lach, with you, as in similar to you. To have the lahavish him cool and roaring Laira. They should all be roaring Laira. Hachinami be'in Sanhedrin da alma lahav roaring Laira. So to here, we need a Sanhedrin, generally we need a Sanhedrin that's Roy Laira. The Hoyle Messina de Ada Hamur Khan, Kulan Ra'oyan. Lahara, since we see over here that they are all Roy Laira, Shemina the highest Sanhedrin Gedola, Shemina Nami the highest Sanhedrin Gedola. So we learn from there that's Sanhedrin. It says Khan, Edith Yisrael, Edom Yuchedes. Eidas Yisrael, and in Teres Khan, they learn out Eidas Yisrael. It's named after me. 1 second. Where is this? It says named over me in a Eidas Yisrael. Eidim Yuchad L'Kol Yisrael. Eidas Zeus and Hedru G'dela. Let's see. Okay, so yes, the pasuk is here. It says, "Vim kol Eidas Yisrael yishku v'ne'elam davar me'in ha'eda." So it says Rashi, so it says, so yeah, the just in the Sefer it says Eidas Yisrael Yachol be'eda kasav davar Tamal Eda Mal Eda Amar Lahanabet Ma Eda. So it says Tamal Lemer Kan Eda V'Lahalan Nemer Eda Ma Eda Amar Lahalan Bezin Ahedem Avkan Bezin. Okay, and then it goes on. So we learn out that it's that. So it says Ima. So Rashi's pointing out that So we're saying that that we learn from Moshe that so we have a either you have Xer Shava Imach. 1 second. Yeah, so they say so yeah, so you say that that's the drasha. It's this drasha of Ada. Okay. Imach mishum shchina v'gufi da'asa klaim shu oimdim imach v'li hansel leflat ma'av lim b'makum shchina. So Amy Mach Mishum Shechina, that it's Legufei, it's coming for its own reason, that they shouldn't be standing, that they should be standing with you and not go further in because to the Makom Shechina. So the Amino Hog Siv Asfa Li Vihansu Tikansu Makom Shechina. It says that you should collect from me, so maybe they should be collected to the Makom Shechina. Or maybe Imach Bishum Shechina Klemer telling you to pick out Tzadikim Gemurim like you, that I would want to be mashashkin on them. So it says no, you talk about malach shirim lahira. Okay. One more Mishnah. We'll keep this for tomorrow. Hur bezdin shaygiv asukula akal shaygiv moving par. So if bezdin was more shaygiv and everyone did shaygiv, they bring a par. They bring a to bezdin brings a par hell and dover. The zidim asuk shaygiv moving kifsa vasir. If bezdin was more amazed, they purposely gave erroneous a bad sock, and everyone else listened to that and did b'shogeg. That's a regular shkaga, and they bring a kivsa here. They bring a regular shogeg. Shogeg vasmizidim huryo pturim. If they're shogeg and if Bezin was shogeg and everyone else was mazed, then they bring. Then they're putter. Her bezdin shogeg b'asukal kal shogegim al PM according to their thing. Bezin being par. So however you're going to learn, either you need Roiv or you need Roiv, whatever, however you're going to learn that they're Chai, whatever case they're Chai. The case is that everyone was Shagig. The best is Murray Shagig, and the people are doing it with Shagig. Her Bezdin Mazidim Vasu Kal Shagigim. If Bezdin was Murray purposely and everyone else did Shagig, they have her Ma'alya. Imkol Yisrael Yishku, Imkol Dasizol Yishku. So this is not a proper Horayos because it says if all of Yisrael makes is Shogeg, being Shogeg and Bezdin. So you need Bezdin to be Shogeg. So this is just a regular Shogeg Maisa. This is a regular Shogeg, but without an actual Horayos, without a instruction of Bezdin. So each one of the kahal brings a lamb or a goat, like the general carbon chatas. When you do something amazing, you don't bring a carbon. Says the Gemara, Shogim basim mazidim hario pturim. Hashogeg dumi demezid chayev. So it says shogegim and they made it mazidim to their pater. So but shogeg dumi demezid chayev. Hechidami, what's the case? Shehur beis shchel mutter v'schal chel shuman va'achloy. So it says. So what's the case? So we said that dafka pturim is so it says shogegim v'asim mazidim. If Bezin made a mistake, but people did it amazed, they're positive and bring a carbon. But a shogeg similar to a amazed is chayev. What's the case? Shehur brez shechelim mutter v'chav lechelim v'chav lebishuman. That Bezin was murder, that chel was mutter, and he didn't listen to Bezin, but he had it switched with. But he accidentally had chaylev. He got switched with shuman. He thought it was permissible fat. They said that the forbidden fat was mutter. He thought that he was eating permissible fat, but it turns out that he accidentally ate the forbidden fat that they said was mutter. So okay, so let's say that this answers the question of Rei Bar Chama. So Amalacha says he'll say back to you, no, it's not a diak. It's because it said in the beginning, Shogegim v'asu mazidim, so it said in the end, because it said in the beginning, mazidim v'asu shogegim, so in the safe it said Shogegim v'asu mazidim. Says Rashi, time of the Shogegim v'asu mazidim, time of the Shogegim v'asu mazidim the pturim. The mazid lav bar carbon too, because the mazid doesn't bring a carbon. So the whole reason is because the maze is not doesn't something that brings the maze doesn't bear a carbon. But a shogeg similar to a mazid, where he's not actually being told of bezdin, but rather being told by himself, he's chayav chatas. Chayav because it's considered shagas ma'isa. So it says, what would be such a case where he's not really amazed, but he's not total bezdin. So it says like a case, or her bezdin shchelim mutter shal karav shal karav shal kliyas like a guf. This is like a thing where he's just pointing out now that when it says her bezdin shchelim mutter, we obviously can't learn that it's talking about all forbidden fat because that'd be a case called guf. It'd be open the wholeness of chaylev. So we're talking about a case where they said that chaylev on the karev is mutter, but not on the koyas. Fine. But if he has chaylev switched with shuman, he thinks he's eating shuman, but he's eating chaylev. So then the chayev, that name is chayev. So l'ba'atzmahu, v'hadakari le'dum d'mezin mishum t'chi heich d'mezin l'atol bezin who high shagnami le'atol bezin who tipshus haboy d'arachama. So it's because so there is chayev because he'll l'ba'atzma, and he's saying what does it mean dum d'mezin? Because the whole because it's not dummy demazed in that it's a bona fide shirgi. It's not dummy demazed like it's like really like as in it's his fault, but rather it's dummy demazed because it's just like an amazed he's not relying on Bezdin because he's doing it for Mazid, which means he doesn't believe Bezdin. So to here he's not being told Bezdin. So therefore we should be able. So from the fact that we said, so the fact that we're saying dafka if they did mazidim, they're not chayav a carbon. So shagi dumi the maze they are chayav a carbon. So you see, so we should be able to be we should be able to answer the question of Reb Bar Chama. So Amalacha, so Reb Bar Chama will say back to you, Hadiktan shagi and what's mazidim, lavin medik minei kasi. It's not going to make a dirk. El ayatan amazing vasu shagi again. Since it said mazidim vasu shagi again. So it says also Shogim Vasim Azidim. It just is added for stylistically, and we're not being medayik with them. So therefore, it's not an answer to his question. Okay.